Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Most of us see packaging as something to just throw away. Yeah, whether it's a cereal box or a clothing tag or the cardboard that's wrapped around anything or a tea bag holder or whatever, old tea bags, packaging. We see it as something to throw it away. But for me, cheers, I see it as the perfect place to experiment. And that's what today's prompt for Junk Journal July UK 2026 is about. I want to welcome you. I'm so happy you're here. I want to welcome the new subscribers. You're very welcome here. I hope that this gives you a little bit of relaxation in your day, a little time to calm down. I guess I'm naturally that way, calm person, so try and use what gifts were given, right? For me, packaging is the perfect place to experiment because it didn't begin as precious art. There's no pressure to get everything right. I can try a new idea, combine supplies, including digitals, supplies that happen to be on my desk, and simply see where the process leads. For this tag, I started with a box from a salad mix. It became a large tag with a tiny tag tucked into a pocket on the back. As I worked, I reached for whatever was nearby. Punched hearts, you'll see them soon. Printed digitals, many of them from Be Happy, Stationery, and including bits and bobs like a metal key, a butterfly, bits of fabric that I stamped on. None of those elements I planned ahead of time. They came together through experimentation. And that's why I love using packaging. You know, it gives me permission to play. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I discover unexpected combinations. And it lets my creativity grow one tiny bit at a time. And today isn't really about making one particular tag. I did, but it's about giving myself, ourselves, permission to be curious. I wonder. Ask yourself that question. I think that's one of the healthiest things we can do as creative people. Sometimes we sit down with gorgeous paper, beautiful, brand new digitals. Yeah, and without even realizing it, we become a little cautious. We don't want to waste anything. We don't want to make the wrong choice. We start thinking about whether everything matches, or at least I do, instead of whether we're enjoying the process. Packaging changes that. It's already done its original job. It carried groceries, protected a purchase, traveled through the mail, whatever. Instead of seeing it as something that's finished, I like to think of it as that. It's just getting started. Yeah, there's something freeing about that. I don't feel like I have to impress anybody. I don't feel like every layer has to be perfect. I can try an idea simply because I'm curious. What's going to happen? Yep, sometimes it does work beautifully, and other times it doesn't. But honestly, both outcomes are useful. I think of Agnes Martin. We talked about her a couple days ago. Apparently, as a painter, she threw away many more canvases than she started just because, wasn't going the direction she liked. And with packaging, we have the freedom to do that. Yeah, I love little discoveries. Creativity grows that way. Yeah, not through perfect projects, but through lots of tiny experiments. I'm experimenting here. What will fit into that pocket, that hole in the pocket? Anyhow, now come the hearts. Remember I talked about hearts? Punched hearts from another project. Eventually you'll see a tiny butterfly. Well, it's not that tiny. And gasp, I even used staples and fabric. I think that's experimentation is what's true in crafting. I think it's true in life too. So often we're waiting for the perfect combination before we begin. Oof. Does it ever come? Sometimes we're waiting for the perfect supplies or the perfect time, the perfect idea. Oof. But wonderful things can happen with what's already on the table. Gasp. It's a staple. I don't use staples that often. I'm forcing myself to. So when we slow down to notice what's around, we begin to see possibilities instead of leftovers. This large tag came together one bit at a time. And then I decided it needed something more. That's where the tiny tag came in. The whole process begins with a bit of curiosity. What about this? What if I did that? What could it become? Not what should it become. Rather, what could it become? That's what packaging does. We look at things and we think to ourselves, now what? And that's a gentle question. It leaves room for a surprise. For happy accidents. There's the butterfly. I wouldn't normally have used it, but hey, it was there in the box. Happy accidents that become new ideas. Yeah, maybe I'll do that again another time. I don't think every experiment needs to become a masterpiece. Sometimes an experiment just teaches us something. That's enough for me. Now, before you recycle that cereal box or that salad box, the clothing tag, or that piece of sturdy cardboard, just pause for a minute. Turn it over. Look at its shape, the color, like that blue peeking through the window, the texture. Ask yourself one simple question. What could this become? You might be surprised by the answer. And even if your first experiment doesn't turn out exactly as you imagined, guess what? You've gained something. It's much more valuable than a masterpiece, I think. Try it. See what happens. You're seeing the possibilities. And I think that's one of the nicest things that creativity gives us. Use a pen. Outline things. Be messy. It's just packaging. It's okay. Yeah. Using packaging teaches us to use ordinary things, ordinary moments. Thanks so much for spending the creative time with me today. I hope this project encourages you to experiment a little more, worry a little less, and discover something beautiful in the everyday things that are around you. Take care. I'll see you again soon. Make something from packaging, and if it doesn't look the way you want, toss it. Bye for now.